Hello everybody, Maven here, and I got the craftable Faithkeeper rocket launcher, and I just had to show it to you guys because this was definitely one of my top 5 weapons I was looking forward to getting this season, and so I just had to dedicate a video to it. So to get this thing, you just do that new activity that came out yesterday, that Arena Breach Executable or whatever it's called. Just do it on expert difficulty, and literally like 2 or 3 runs will get you all 5 craftable red borders. It took me only like an hour to get this thing crafted. It's pretty free. They kind of just give it to you. Now this rocket launcher is something special, at least to me personally. So let's talk about it. Hope you enjoy. All right, so we're here on DT Foundry. Let me show you why I like the Faithkeeper. So let's type in rocket launcher, and then we're going to put in the trait bipod. I know a lot of people don't like bipod, and a lot of people probably instantly clicked away from the video, but trust me, bipod is a solid perk for just general gameplay. A lot of people are doing campaign stuff right now. A lot of people are doing seasonal content right now at the start of a season. Bipod's a solid perk for this kind of content, guys. If you're doing something sweaty like a raid boss damage phase, sure, don't use bipod, use an actual DPS rocket, but just for general gameplay, bipod is solid. Now, if we take a look at all of our bipod rocket launchers, the one that would stand out to most people would be the Apex Predator, because it can get reconstruction along with bipod, which is kind of nasty. But I'm going to tell you right now, there's 2 problems wrong with this. The one glaring problem is that it's an adaptive frame. Now, the reason I want a high impact or precision frame is because remember the buffs from last season? High impacts and precision frames got that big reserve buff so they can hold more ammo. And especially with bipod, that's pretty significant. So adaptive frames and aggressive frames are off the table for me personally. And the next problem here is that I've always wanted a bipod rocket launcher that has tracking. This one can get tracking, but we all know that an auto-loading perk is basically required on a rocket launcher. Now with that in mind, if we take a look at our other options, the Sleepless can get auto-loading holster with bipod, and it is a high impact frame. And the Braytech Osprey can get auto-loading holster with bipod, and it's also a high impact frame, and it's also adept. But now the problem left on the table is that these do not have built-in tracking. We need a precision frame rocket launcher to have a good solid feeling auto-loading bipod rocket launcher for PvE, and the Faithkeeper has that. Auto-loading bipod, precision frame, so it has the built-in tracking. It has everything that I've been looking for. So with these 3 things combined, it's an absolutely solid feeling rocket launcher to run around with in general gameplay. It's one of my new main heavy weapons. But now, there is going to be a rocket launcher coming up in the Solstice of Heroes event pretty soon, the Crowning Duo log, that's going to be even better because it's going to get reconstruction in bipod. So when that comes around, it's definitely going to be better because that's insane. You can get up to 4 rounds in the magazine, but for now, the Faithkeeper is really easy to get crafted, and it's also going to be, for me personally, the best Void rocket launcher. This one is going to be Strand. Now, how significant are the reserve differences between the precision and high impacts versus things like the adaptives? Well, let's see. Now with no reserve mods, at base we can hold 12 rockets, but with 1 reserve mod, because personally I enjoy running 1 reserve mod at all times, we can hold 13. Now with the Faithkeeper, with no reserve mods, we hold 14, and with 1 reserve mod, we can hold 15. Now these reserve differences are also going to affect finder bricks. So with the Apex Predator, we scavenge 2 rockets out of 1 finder brick, and then with the Faithkeeper, we scavenge 3 rockets with 1 finder brick. And that is with double finders, by the way. Now let's talk damage. The Apex Predator is hitting 56,127 plus 17,620, which equates to 73,647. And over the course of our base reserves, that equates to 883,764. Now moving on to the Faithkeeper, we hit 48,474 plus 15,218, which equates to 63,692. And over the course of our base reserves, that equates to 891,688. So even though it's just slightly over the Apex Predator, but taking 2 more rockets to do so, that's actually a good thing. And I'll tell you why. You got to see the bigger picture. And the reason we are using bipod in the first place, it is to preserve ammo. Now, when you're using a normal rocket launcher without bipod, you gotta be greedy because every rocket is precious and you gotta make sure you save that for the boss. But with bipod, you don't have to be so greedy. You can just spam your rockets everywhere. So when you come across a major or a mini boss, you can just shoot a bipod rocket, and sometimes that just does the job. If not, it'll put it in range to finish off with your special or even your primary. Now, when you're using a real rocket, that's using a lot of your reserves and also might just be overkill in some situations. But with bipod, you can get just the right amount of damage you need to still preserve a lot of your heavy. That's the whole reason we use bipod in general gameplay. And right now, I'm pairing it along with the mountaintop with recombination, so I can just shoot a bipod rocket, shoot a mountaintop, and then just go back to primary shots. And that alone does so much burst damage, and I still get to preserve so much ammo. It is very nice to have. And I'll show you some Caro clips of why the tracking is so good. Like if I was using any other bipod rocket launcher, if I was using the Apex Predator, I couldn't feasibly take these shots from all the way across the map. And this is a fat colossus. Like imagine if it was a skinny witch that was flying around. No shot I'm gonna hit that with any other rocket launcher. That's why the tracking is so good. I love this is the first of its kind, the first auto-loading tracking bipod launcher. It's really something special. And its origin trait is pretty nice as well. It has milk transposer. Rapid final blows cause targets to explode into a pool of Vex milk. So it's just some free damage over time, free ad clear. It's kind of like built-in cluster bombs if you think about it. So until we get that crowning duo log from the Solstice of Heroes, this is definitely the best bipod launcher in the game, so definitely give it a try. And that's going to do it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to drop a like and a comment because that pleases the algorithm gods. And if you are new here, please consider subscribing as we are so close to hitting 50K and you can help me get there. And thank you so much if you do. And with that, I'll catch you in the next video. See you later.